Hello everybody, it's me, Carmine DeStefano, the Bookman.
They call him the Bookman, his rants never end. He's angry and he's loud and he has a lot of friends. If you have Alyssa Milano's number, you can always send it to Carmine DeStefano, the Bookman.
That song don't make no sense.
Hello everybody, it's me, Carmine DeStefano, the Bookman. In 1996, PlayStation 1 owners were introduced to the Capcom third-person shooter survival horror known as Resident Evil, which pitted two selectable characters, Chris Redfield and Jill Valentine, against an endless horde of mindless flesh-eating zombies in a scary mansion. We were enthralled by the whole gameplay experience, the live-action scenes, the beginning and the end of the game, and the gripping dialogue.
Stop it! Don't open that door!
Okay, maybe not, but its success prompted the release of the second Resident Evil 2 years later, starring Leon Kennedy and Claire Redfield, Chris Redfield's sister, as they tried to escape the outbreak in Raccoon City set by the evil corporation known as Umbrella. Then 1 year later, Jill Valentine came back in Resident Evil 3, escaping Raccoon City, and a hulking menace known simply as Nemesis. Its continual success prompted everyone to bank on this cash cow, including Hollywood with its release of a couple of movies, and Capcom with its endless spin-offs, including one that pitted Claire Redfield in a militant island run by a cross-dressing prince. Then in 2005, Capcom released on the GameCube the next sequel in the franchise, which was later re-released on PlayStation 2 with special bonus features, and ultimately re-released on the Wii in 2007 with all the trimmings, and they called it simply
Resident Evil 4.
What adventures would the fourth one give? Well, let's take a look at it together.
Shall we?
The game opens with a short narration of the happenings of Umbrella since the last game.
Soon its stock prices crashed, and for all intents and purposes, Umbrella was finished.
Cut to our main character Leon Kennedy, who's had special training since his first day of the job in Raccoon City, and now has to find the president's daughter as per the direction of Hunnigan on his transmitter. Answer it. No, I promised I wouldn't do that anymore for the video game women.
Yes, I would.
Hey! He comes across a small house where this guy's waiting for him. After neutralizing him, we learn he's not a zombie. See? But the police jeep was hijacked, so on foot Leon heads to the nearby village and finds one of his police escorts is hanging around. In fact, he's hanging on a burning pole with a spike through his chest. After being located, Leon is then anally gang raped by every villager known to man. Surviving a few minutes of this onslaught, the villagers then stop when they hear a church bell.
Where's everyone going? Bingo?
But Leon still has to find Ashley, and goes through more villagers till he gets to this point, where he locates a captured Antonio Banderas? Leon is then captured by the enemy and injected with this parasite. He wakes up tied to this mystery stranger who happens to be Luis Serra and, believe it or not, a scientist. And after they escape together, Luis shows one of his characteristics that he bails out for no reason. Afterwards, Leon meets this guy, who shows him what he's hiding under his trench coat.
It's not funny!
No, it's a very impressive weapons cache, where you can sell your special items to buy and upgrade weaponry to help you on your cause. And speaking of which, Leon has to move further to find Ashley. Instead, he finds this massive beast. But he spares him for now, and Leon has to find the means to get into the locked church. Instead, he comes across the second police officer, who is thrown in the lake. But it's nice that after all this madness, we can take a serene trip on this lake. I wonder what kind of fish they have in that. Fill enough harpoons in this monstrosity, and it'll keel over and die, giving Leon a chance to relax in another abandoned house. However, there he has a nightmare of the parasites taking over him. But he can't worry about that because he has to move on, and then finds this.
They have a cave troll.
Basically, fill this giant with as many bullet holes as it takes to expose this caterpillar thing coming out of his back, and slash it up until it keels over and dies. After that, Leon finally finds the key to the church, where he locates Ashley.
Don't come!
That's not what she said last night. Oh, come on, like none of you were thinking that anyway. Before they can leave, Sadler, the mastermind behind this, tells Leon and Ashley he injected both of them with parasites to demonstrate his power. They then narrowly escape and come across more angry villagers. They take refuge in this house where Luis is waiting for them, and together they have to fend off the remaining villagers until they get bored and leave. Moving further along, Leon comes across this warehouse-looking place and meets with the Big Cheese. He has two forms. One, a large caterpillar-type thing with claws, and another one, a thing with claws with no legs. After defeating him, Leon takes the strangest key you'll ever find in a game. This opens up another way where there are even more villagers waiting for them. They take refuge in a giant castle. Unfortunately for Leon and Ashley, this castle is run by this guy.
I was starting to wonder when you might notice us.
Yeah, you know.
We represent the Lollipop Guild.
He closes up the way to him with a wall that requires 3 stone engravings. Later on, Ashley, coughing up blood due to the hatched parasites in her body, runs off and gets her dumbass captured. Well, add that to the list of things we gotta look for in this castle. Moving deeper into the castle, Leon comes across a maze a la the Overlook Hotel. And afterwards, he meets...
Put your hand.
Leon. Long time no see.
Ada Wong? But I thought you were dead.
I was!
But he can't worry about that because he has to find Ashley. And when he gets to this point, he sees Luis has a parasite sample until... Ow. Sadler takes it back and leaves Luis to die. After he does, Leon sees Ashley down below. Now be careful, you don't want to hit the precious princess, otherwise you'd kill her. And even after she's released, she's still in some peril. Here comes the best part. Now she becomes your usable character. All she can do is crawl and throw lanterns at these nigh invulnerable abominations. Afterwards, she finds something that's useful to Leon, and they reunite. So now they gotta find the engraving. And after they do, they get close to the Salazar, who becomes desperate enough to spring these big traps. Leon and Ashley then come across this giant hive of flying monstrous bugs who capture her dumbass again. Leon has to find her once more, and travels through the annals of the castle until he meets Salazar once again. Now though Salazar thinks he has him, Leon is a survivor. And after that, Leon meets up with Salazar once again, who tells him that they sent Ashley to a private island before he gets swallowed by this giant plant and becomes this creature.
What the hell are you?
After you defeat it, Leon meets up with Ada in a boat, who takes him to this militant island, filled with soldiers and large men that have big Gatling guns. Hedging forward, Leon meets one of these lab monstrosities who's a real pain in the ass to kill, since you have to equip your rifle with an infrared scope so you can find the parasites inside of it while it's trying to kill you. Leon finally catches up with Ashley and they're on their way. Leon goes through so much trouble to keep Ashley safe just so they can meet up with Sadler and she could succumb to his whim. We then meet Krauser, who's so badass he could make a cheesy spat with Ada Wong sound tough.
You know, I met Wesker long before you.
We'll see soon enough if you did.
That's hardcore. We find out that he has some history with Leon as they have this knife fight, which is then interrupted by Ada saving Leon's ass. But that's okay because Leon will meet up with Krauser once again as they do battle for more stone engravings. Before capturing the last one, Leon has to fight Krauser with this giant claw thing. Real easy, shoot him in the exposed leg so he can bare his head and go apeshit on him. Afterwards, he'll be defeated and you can take the stone engraving and go further along your way. However, the parasites are starting to take over Leon's mind, and he almost kills Ada before she stops that from happening. Leon's got to take this thing out of his body and find Ashley, and does. But there, Sadler's ready to destroy him until Ada saves his ass once again. They move further along and find the machinery they need to destroy this parasite inside of them. And after they do, they go about their business and try to escape. Leon then sees Ada tied up and Sadler waiting for him. And now Sadler's going to bear his inner form. He has an eyeball in his mouth. Strategy is simple. Shoot one of those eyes on his leg, don't ask, and stab him in the other eye until you weaken him enough for Ada to leave you a special rocket launcher that turns him into dust. Ada takes the sample from Leon and sets the island to blow up in 3 minutes, giving you just a jet ski for an escape. Leon takes the jet ski and Ashley maneuvers around the collapsing cave until they get out into open waters, where Ashley once again is in trouble. Leon saves her, she then hits on him, he turns her down, and they go about their business. But now let's take a quick look at the bonus features. Aside from being able to see all the cutscenes and bonus trailers, you unlock the professional level and 2 other costumes, and maintain the money and inventory you had from the previous playthrough in case you want to go through it again. You also unlock the Matilda, a rapid-fire handgun, and 3 more playable games. Separate ways where you go through a shorter version of the main game from Ada's perspective, Assignment Ada, where you use her and go through the Militant Island to find 5 samples for Wesker, and Mercenaries, where you can choose one of 5 selectable characters in 4 different backdrops and kill as many enemies as you can within a certain time limit to get the highest score possible. You get all 5 stars in that, and you unlock the Chicago Typewriter, which is an infinite ammo Tommy gun. Fitting because after beating the main game the second time, you unlock this. And that's pretty much it. So what did I think of this game? Well, being a Resident Evil loyalist, I have to say that I still enjoy it. It's still enjoyable after all these years, and the controls translate really well with the Wii. It makes aiming a lot more accurate and easy, which gives you better chance at headshots. I don't mind that the main enemies are now controlled minions as opposed to mindless zombies, but I do have to question after blowing someone's head off a bulbous mass emerging with some kind of swinging blade or head-eating creature coming out of it. Now I know what the modern first-person shooter Call of Duty Halo freaks will say, oh, but you can't shoot and run. To be fair, ammo is limited, you need to be accurate, and really, when you shoot and run, what's the plus in that? You can't really hit anything with any kind of sharpness, and if you do aim, you're going to slow down anyway. But the quick pivot makes escapability really easy. Overall, with all its extras, it maintains its replay value and it'll keep you going through it no matter how many times you've done it already. But since this is only the 4th one, we all know about the 5th one, and since I already discussed the history of Resident Evil, next month I shall give you the history of the 5th Resident Evil and the game itself. Until then, I thank you all for watching. I'll have more for you soon to come, so stay tuned, take care, and have a great day!